Hello everyone, Brad A here. So we've got a new to us Sequoia, 2006 Sequoia, and yesterday I was giving it a good vacuum out, get it all clean for us, and I noticed the carpet was wet in this back corner here. So pulled the carpet up, had a good look around, see what I could find, pulled that out just in case it was the air conditioning, the coolant was leaking or something. Had a look all around the seals to see if I could find anything. Nothing. So then I took the panels off of the hatch and I found these little watermarks. I might have rubbed it off on that one, but here you can see some watermarks here and then here. I don't know if it's on this side as well. Yeah, it looks like we got some on this side too. But the carpet wasn't wet on this side, but still seems to be coming through. So what I think's happening is whenever we get a rain that is not straight down and it hits the hatch, on the hatch you can see there's like a gap in the corner where the window seal is, and I think the water just runs in there, and if you get a good enough rain it comes down, it collects. And yesterday when my wife ran a hose pipe here while I was inside, you can see the water just streaming down here. So I need to come up with a way to seal these holes, and I'll let you guys know what I find, or how to do it, or how I did it. So this is the idea that I've come up with. I think I'm going to try, this is some of that sound deadening mat that I've put on the inside of the doors. Try and make the soundproofing a bit better, make the stereo sound a bit better. So what I'm going to do is cut some strips of this and then install it on the back side, and then like poke a screwdriver through to give some clearance to the popper, the plastic popper that fits in the hole. And just sort of try and direct that water away. Like, it doesn't need to be completely sealed waterproof, you just need to direct the water away from the hole and from the popper. So this should sort of act like an umbrella, and try and push the water around it and then just straight down inside the door and drain out as it would normally do. So I'm going to give that a go. I'll let you know how it goes. So I've got a strip here, just going to warm it up a bit, make sure it's nice and easy to stick once it's inside the door, because there's really not much room. Oh, bugger. Alright, let's see if we can get this in here. Switch hands. This lower one is easier, but you can see there's sort of like a channel that basically just funnels the water right to the hole, which is a bit annoying. But let's see if I can get that stuck down on the back side. Sort of, I'm just going to push it down all around the perimeter, and then just going to find something to poke in the hole. There we go. This should work. It's pretty pointy. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a good idea. It just went straight through. But I think it only just needs to direct it away. Maybe we'll find something softer, more rounded. Give it another go. Alright, so second attempt. I'm not sure if that first attempt recorded, I may have just taken a photo of it. But second attempt, what I did, I took a hole punch and I pushed it through to give some clearance, and then I stuck a square of the sound deadener over the top of it. So by putting this through, I sort of clearanced, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch or so. So that when the popper goes in, it'll have somewhere to go. So you can kind of see. Oh, it's still a bit sticky because it's still warm. So there should be some room there for the popper to clearance in. This one is going to be a little trickier though, because there's a lot less room. There's almost no room there, so I don't know how I'm going to do that one. I may have to come up with some other idea. There's just a slight lip here. There's like a support bar that runs that way, so there's just a slight lip for it to catch one. I'll try and do the same thing, see if I can get it in there, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so I managed to get a smaller square in there. This time it was about 2 by 3 maybe, 2 by 3 inches, and then I used another 2 by 3 to get this one here. This one was pretty easy, there's plenty of clearance, and you can just, like I say, just poke this through, then stick it around, and I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not completely waterproof, you're just trying to slow the volume, because that was the problem. It's the sheer volume of water that was hitting the plastic plugs and then finding its way in. So I think those are sealed up. I'm going to do the other side as well. I don't think the middle ones need doing, because like I say, it's just the seal, the window seal on the very corners, which is letting big volumes of water come in. So yeah, I'll do the other side and let you know how it goes. I might, while I've got this cover off, I might soundproof this as well, whack some of that Silas sound deadener on here, and then maybe I might put some Reflectix on the back of this panel as well, because we're going to be using this as a camp vehicle, so any extra insulation is good. So yeah, I'll put some Reflectix on that. I know Reflectix isn't a great insulator, but this being a black vehicle, anything that will slow the heat process of it heating up, that's the major problem. But I've used Reflectix in previous camper vans that I've built, and it works pretty good. So I might give that a go as well. And since I've got this off, I might as well do it all on the sides as well. This one's pretty loose, I'll get in there and do the same thing. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'll document that too. Cheers, bye. Alright, so this side, bunch of 10mm bolts to get this panel down, and there's a pretty thick wiring harness here which should be able to support that weight. This one pretty easy, this one pretty easy. The high one up here, there's just not enough flat surface around it. There's so much support brackets behind there, so you can't actually get anything on there. And the upper ones weren't too bad, so I don't know, I might risk leaving this one off and seeing how it goes, especially since this side didn't seem too bad. Maybe that's just the way it was leaning from where it's been parked. But I think I'll take a risk. Now I know how to fix it. It shouldn't take too long if I need to get back in here again. So yeah, so that's all 3 holes on this side done, I think. Yeah, that's all 3 holes on that side done. The 2 lower holes on that side. Some sound deadening material on here, and put it all back together, and fingers crossed we'll be dry inside again. So this sound deadening stuff, I like to heat it up. It goes on a little easier, softer, easier to move with, and more sticky. And then I've got this roller thing, Marshalltown. Then you just sort of roll it over. Obviously this is hanging, so I can't put much pressure on it. But then you've got to roll it nice and flat. You don't need to cover every square inch. Like some videos you see on YouTube, people are going nuts and adding, I don't know, 50 pounds of this stuff and covering every square inch. You don't need to do that. I think I read from, I did a lot of research when I was doing building some camper vans. You need to do, I think, 20 or 40%. Certainly not the whole thing, because you're just trying to take out the flex in the panels, because that's how the sound transmits through the panels. As the sound waves hit it, it flexes the panel, then it pushes it through, and then it pushes the air on the other side of it. So this stops it from flexing. You don't need to do the whole thing, like I say. And I might put a small square up there, but that's more than sufficient for this little panel here. Alright, so here it is. I mean, I put more on there than I needed to, but I've got like 36 square feet of this stuff I need to use up. I don't really want to drag another box hood around when I move next time. So yeah, so that's the rattle traps. Well, it's not rattle trap brand, it's Silas brand, but it's all smoothed out. I use that roller to, it doesn't really film very well because it's reflective, but I use the roller to really sort of push it into all the corners and make sure it's adhered on nicely. So that should help stop some of the sound. I mean, it's a pretty quiet vehicle anyway, so I don't know how much this is actually going to help, but while I've got it all apart and while I've got the stuff in the garage, I may as well use it up. So 10mm bolts and I'll get this thing back on. So while I was putting this panel back on, I remembered that I bought this little gadget off of some chap on Instagram who's selling it, and it's to prevent being locked out. So before my handle fails, those handles there, those infamous handles, so before that handle fails, I bought this little gadget, and it's, I don't know if I can hold this door open. So it's supposed to go in there on the lock, and then you unlock it, the door with the fob, and then this becomes your handle, as opposed to pulling this thing here. So you push this to the side and it opens up, which, you know, I always open these things by pulling the handle with one hand and then grabbing the bottom of the hatch with the other. I do the same thing on my Prius because that's got a dodgy handle as well, and it just makes it a two-hand job, which is pretty annoying. So this should just be single-handed. So unlock it with the fob, push it over. I'll use my other hand because it'll be easier. Push it over and lift it up. So well, it's not apart anymore, but while it's half apart, I think I need to figure out how to get this thing installed. So I may as well do that now. I don't know, so I'll see if I can show you guys how I do it too. May as well, eh? Alright, so a little update. It's been a few hours. I think I told you about that. I was looking to install this little handle here that I ordered off some guy off Instagram, like I said. Went to look for the video of the how-to, couldn't find it, doesn't look like it's there anymore. So I sent him a message, did some other stuff, switched out some speakers, and then I don't know, just started fiddling with it, sort of trying to figure it out for myself, and I think I've got it. So that is it installed there. You've got this little hook, bolts through that lever, and let me turn this fans off. Just trying to dry out my carpet here. So yeah, so this little lever, when installed, will be in the door like that, and then you just use your fob to unlock the locks and then just push it through and then lift the door up, and happy days. So that will eliminate using that handle there, but you'll also have to disconnect this because of where the bolt connects right there. That used to be where this cable slots in, so the bolt hole uses the cable, I don't even know what you call that, lug maybe, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to tie this up there somewhere in case I ever do want to go back to having the regular handle, and then get it all back installed. It's pretty tight in here. Getting unhooked was a little tricky. These are stubborn buggers, they don't want to come out, and there's like no space. You gotta like tuck your hands in around the back. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but a few cuts and bruises, grazed knuckles, got there in the end. So now I'm just gonna reinstall it and give you an update how that goes. Alright, so I tried to get it in there and get it fixed, but having some trouble getting it in, so I've had to put it in, pull it out several times, jiggle it about, bend it this way, that way, and that's where I am right now. It's a bit of a pain to get it in, so I figured I'd see if I can show you how to get that unit back in the door. Yes, please. No. Sorry, it's Mrs. asked if I want a cup of tea. Of course I do, don't need to ask. So, right, if you've got the unit like this, flip it that way, put it into the door and slide it back there. And then you gotta slide it forward, and then right at the end you tilt it. And I've got the bloody thing upside down. Alright, do the opposite of what I said. Let's copy the right way. That's where the... no, it is the wrong way. Right, so spin it around. Ah, yeah, there's the electrical connector, so that's got to end up on this side. So, as you can see, it is a pain in the arse. Right, so we've got that down there. So, once again, it goes in that way. Electrical connector up to you, so that then when you roll it, the electrical connector goes to that side of where the electrical connectors are. Alright, let's see what we got here. Where's the handle gone? Okay, there's the handle. Alright, well, now I showed you got that in there, how to get that in there, I'll see if I can get it all bolted in. Alright guys, I'm back. Got it in. There's a little lip. You've got to sort of tip it up and get that lip out over here so that then you can push it forward and then bolt it in. Once I figured that, it wasn't too bad. So now I need to cut a hole in this to get the handle through. So I've got a rough mark in just from sort of putting it underneath, putting it to the side and sort of guessing where it's going to go. Now it's just a bit of trial and error, and then I need to figure out a way to sort of seal it up so all the trail dust doesn't get in there. So I'll give that a go and let you know how it goes. Alright guys, so I got it on. Not as accurate as I wanted it to, nowhere near. I'm not going to pop it on because it's a bugger to get back off, but I'll just push it up. So I was sort of test fitting it and forgetting about sliding it up into the notch, so I ended up taking off too much. I mean, not by a whole lot, but on this side it sort of put my measurement down. So I'll pull it back off and show you. Oh yeah, so that gets full movement. So I mean, left to right, it's probably good. I don't know, maybe I'll take just a hair off of this side just to make sure it doesn't touch, just to, I don't know, make sure it's not staying open or something. I'll take a bit more off that. Yeah, I'll come back when I've done that. Alright, tiny cut by tiny cut we got there. So that's it, shoved in up to that position there. It just about touches, but I think that's good enough. Opens up, bit of clearance on that side. So I came down a bit too low, but let me pull it off and I'll show you what I've done. There's like a grid on the back so you can kind of see, and then you can compare it to yours and, I don't know, maybe do a better job than I did. So you can see that rib on the left, sort of up here. I was trying to avoid cutting that, just didn't want to lose the strength and integrity, but I had to, and now it seems to fit okay. So I guess I'll close the door, sort of, I don't know, figure that thing out, close the door, make sure it all works before I actually put the back door all back together, and then sort of, I don't know, I'll probably just tape that to another wiring loom somewhere. Yeah, I'll let you know how that goes. Well, I'm an idiot, and just as I was putting things together, oh fuck, that's in water, buggery, whoops, I forgot to put this piece in, and I was trying to figure out where the hell it came from, and then I realised it was from this thing, so I had to take it all apart, get the thing back out of the door, pop it back on there, and then while I had that, I was like, well, why don't I test fit this while it's here? So, let's see if I can swap hands. So I was like, trying to test fit this. So, can't focus. So I screwed up. I left this bit out, couldn't figure out what it went to. But of course, it goes to this, which means I had to take everything apart. But when I did that, I was like, well, let me just test this while it's out, because surely that's a better idea than while it's in there. And you can see just from looking at that, I've got a long way to go. I massively underestimated. So, if I can get that on there one-handed, which I can't. Well, anyway, you can see that it's going to be, it needs to go about another inch or so, maybe even more. So I'll do that and let you guys know how it goes. Alright, so we're about there. It's just enough clearance. And God, let's see. Oh, yeah, I can't really do that. So yeah, from end to end, we got clearance there, and there's a hack job underneath. Like, all this could probably have been filled in, so you probably take that line there and just go across. Obviously, it's going to depend a little bit on how your bar is bent. I had to tweak mine a few different times to try and get some different curves on it. Try and get some different curves on it, and I'll probably try and tweak that again just to try and flatten it out. But once it's in the door, you have to sort of try and tweak it again. So I'll wait until it's in there before I do any more tweaks. I'll let you know once it's all together. Well, that's annoying. So once it's back in the door, the actual door hole frame stops it from going any further. So that's as far as it went anyway. So I didn't need to cut that massive hole. Bit pissed off about that, but oh well, it's back on right now. Maybe I'll see if I can track down another one of these and do a better job than this. That's pretty terrible. Yeah, so I just need to test it now. Well, I think it's finally done. Got a bit of tape on there to cover up my ugly job. I'll see if I can fix that when I get another one. So here we go. Close it. It's closed. So just slide your fingers under, push to the side and pull up. Much easier than the two-handed job it was. Oh dear. It's sticking. Alright, so that's going to need some fine-tuning. It's sticking, so I'll fix that. But okay, locked, doesn't work, that's good. Unlock. There we go. Alright, so I'll fix that, but that'll be it then, just button everything back up together. Alright, hope this helps somebody out.